15 minutes with you to talk about what we are doing at Signify. Before starting, let's make the session a bit interactive. How many of you know who Signify is? Raise of hands. Okay? How many of you know Philips? Okay, this is much better, but this half of the room is a bit shy. Do you know Philips? Okay, so everyone knows Philips, which is fantastic because this will help me in introducing who Signify is and why we are technically Philips. So you know that Philips was founded quite a few years ago. We're talking about more than a century, and it was founded as a lighting company. It was actually the first company on the planet that brought the light bulb from an industrial perspective to the market. Then Philips evolved and added to it the consumer business that we all know, right? Kitchen appliances, televisions, etc., etc. And then it became super strong in the healthcare segment. When I talk about healthcare segment, I'm talking about actual devices like MRIs and breathers that are available in hospitals. I hope that none of us in the room have used them in the past. Now, what happened in 2015 is that the company wanted to concentrate on the healthcare and consumer business and decided to spin off the lighting business unit, which became an independent company in 2018 under the name of Signify. Okay? So, we are the former Philips lighting company. Factories, employees, and patents moved together with us, together with, of course, the usage of the brand. Everything that is a lighting fitting or a bulb is still now branded as Philips, but it's coming from Signify. Okay? So, just to put things into perspective, this is who we are now. Okay? So, the lighting branch, which became an independent company, is now a 32,000 people company, present in more than 70 countries. Okay? I myself am based out of Singapore, which acts as the Asia Pacific headquarters. Of course, I'm not Singaporean, as you can imagine from my accent. Nevertheless, we are the biggest lighting manufacturer on the planet, as we were when we were part of the Philips group. Okay? Now, if you're wondering why I'm here, we are probably the only lighting manufacturer having a booth in the exposition area on the back of this room. And the main reason why we're here is to introduce you guys to Interact. As you've seen in the previous slide, Interact is our brand for our connected lighting system. Everything which is IoT related for businesses like yours is under the Interact brand. And Interact is really what is written here. We could not have summarized what the system is in a better way. It's a simple, cost-effective, easy-to-use connected lighting system. A connected lighting system. It doesn't provide only light, it tries to use the pervasive network of light, because light is everywhere. Just look around you how many light points we have here. Okay? Light is everywhere. It tries to entail within the lighting infrastructure additional data and additional use cases to increase your potential savings on any of your sites. Why did we come to such a system, and what are the three verticals that we try to address when developing the system? The first one is energy efficiency. Okay? Our objective is to bring to the market and to you the best energy efficient system that can allow you even to get up to 80% savings on anything which is lighting related. Okay? This would be a massive saving for anyone deploying such a technology. Okay? Energy efficiency, cutting your scope 2 emissions, which is a mandatory requirement for anyone, for any big enterprise in the Philippines, and it's becoming, of course, a mandatory requirement for any company across ASEAN, Indonesia, but also Asia Pacific in general, the region that I'm responsible for, is a key priority, and this is one way of cutting that easily up to 80%. The second point is, what if we could develop a system that doesn't only provide light, but also allows our customer to maximize their savings on maintenance? What if the system was so smart to tell in advance if something was failing And if something was failing, what was the failure due to? Okay? In order for maintenance team not to run around the warehouses to understand where the light is poor, with maybe risking safety of the employees, but knowing directly from a dashboard, by when they're sitting on their desk, what the status of the entire infrastructure is across one warehouse or multi-site, across different warehouses. And the third is, what if we can use the same technology and the fact that light is everywhere to even give our customers an understanding on how their space is used, okay? How we do this? It's very simple. Every single light point has a sensor. Every single light point has the capability to capture data, send it to the cloud, and then the cloud generates dashboards for your own usage. Let's look at the first one, for instance. Let's imagine, is the pointer there? Yes, but you can't see the point. Okay, it's useless. So, imagine that you open your laptop, you log into interact.nameofyourcompany.com, for instance, you digit your username and password, and you have a list of all your warehouses across the entire Philippines, or eventually also abroad, okay? You click on one specific site, and then you have access to everything which is happening on that site. You know how many light points, how many switches, how many gateways, what is the status of your lights, but you also know in real time how much energy the system is consuming. You have graphs that tell you what was the previous consumption and what is the actual new consumption. You want to know how much energy has been consumed in one specific moment in time, you simply ask the system. You want to know how much energy you have saved across the last month, so the month of May, you can simply select 1 month, export the data, and you will know how much you have saved. Even better, you want to justify your sustainability manager or your management on how much savings this investment have brought in the last quarter, and eventually use that data to tell stockholders how much energy you have saved from an ESG perspective. You simply select 1st of Jan, 31st of March, you press export, and you have the energy saving data, okay? Everything is available without adding any meter. You don't need to touch the FP, you don't need to touch the DP. The metering capability is within our luminaires. The data that the system displays is an actual meter data, okay? Valid for any type of report. Actually, already some of our customers are already using the dashboard to display such results and even expose them openly on their sustainability reports. The second thing that you have is a view of your site. Again, you load the plan of your site. We plot during the commissioning phase every single element of the lighting system, and from that point on, you know precisely which light is up, which is not up, which has a failure, what type of failure, and the maintenance crew can start using such information to optimize their maintenance processes. We're talking about preventive and corrective maintenance optimization that lead to massive savings in both manpower and, of course, cost. Third thing, which is the most exciting if you ask me. You remember single luminaire has a sensor. Why is this needed? Because the sensor minimum capabilities are to harvest daylight, so harvest natural light. The second one is occupancy, so it detects if someone is entering a corridor where a forklift can flow up and down in any direction, okay? But let's optimize all the other aisles. Forklift can only enter from the south and exit from the north. You would imagine this is a pretty stupid discovery. It is not, because now every pedestrian knows that the forklift can only come from the left. They cannot come from the right. There is no way. Because the pathway has been forced in such a way that if I'm walking here and the aisles are developed in this direction, then I only need to look to my left, because on the right, complicated than this. You only have a few gateways to install, or even one gateway, depending on the size of the warehouse. Lighting, the light you don't have needed, so you only need to replace the existing one with a new one. No additional labor, no additional cables need to be laid. The further advantage is that if for whatever reason, of course if it's a frozen warehouse or a chilled warehouse, it would be more complicated, but imagine a dry warehouse where you would eventually decide to change the orientation of the the aisles or you want to change the setup for whatever reason, in a normal scenario you will need to call electricians who will need to recable completely the entire lighting infrastructure, okay? Because you need to cater for new areas that will need to house making and backing air rather than aisles. In this specific scenario, you don't need to do that. You only need to open the laptop, get into a specific aisle, deselect the luminaires, tell other luminaires that they now belong to another aisle, you press enter and everything is configured. They will start behaving in the way that you want them to behave, and the only fatigue that you will have done is pressing on a mouse and setting new behaviors. That's it. Of course, the system is applicable to everything within a warehouse premise. Okay, we're talking about the internal area, we're talking about the parking, we're talking about the adjacent office. Everything can be brought into the Interact platform, and everything will eventually report energy consumption, space utilization, in precisely the same way that we've seen before. So, last but not least, as I've been, I hope, quick, I have no clue of how much time I'm taking. The system is totally wireless. You don't need to access specifically the ceiling in any way, shape or form. You simply need to replace the existing lumina, and that's it. As soon as they are on, they will start talking to each other, you open the dashboard and you configure the system the way you want. Actually, it's us and our technicians that will do the setup for you in the first place. The second thing is, it's extremely simple to use. So you could even, the paradox is that you could even only upgrade one aisle per week, or one aisle per year, because as soon as the new fitting is installed, it will start talking to the nearest one, and it will automatically be uploaded into the system. So you can start small, and basically the advantage of the use case that the platform will give you, you can then expand. It's no problem at all, it's totally scalable. It's scalable in size, and it's totally flexible, precisely as we said. It's available everywhere, it will cover every area of your warehouse, every area of your office. The platform is horizontal to an application. Last but not least, everything is available through dashboards. You don't need to install anything on-premise, precisely like you check your emails on Microsoft Exchange on the cloud. You will have access via simple Chrome, Edge, or whatever browser you use to the precise URL, log in with your username and password, and check any type of data available by the platform. And that is it from my side. Again, thank you very much for the time, and I invite you all again, if you haven't passed by our booth, to pass by and have a shot, and maybe understand better how the system works. Thank you.
Thank you so much, CCAP Philippines. Maraming salamat po.